Hey, what's up guys? This is Travis and today I'm going to be giving you my updated Chaos Dragon deck profile for the October ban list. The deck has gone through a ton of changes and most of them are just for fun, just to see how it would run with these new cards. I included some Duelist Alliance cards and some other interesting ideas like that. And I just want to see what you guys thought about it. It playtests very well. I've tested against Chaos Dragons, Mirror Match, tested against some other things, and it does win. It's inconsistent in the fact that you play milling cards, and anytime you play decks like that, Lightsworn Ruler, Chaos Dragons with that mill, you never know what you're going to mill. But overall, I really like the way it flows, and I think that you guys will like it as well. Also, go back and look at my old Chaos Dragon deck, and you can kind of see the changes that I went through in the deck, and you'll probably see why I switched it up. So anyway, monster lineup: BLS and 2 Chaos Sorcerer. I think that's kind of staple at this point for Chaos Dragons, the 3 options there. I play the maximum number of Chaos Sorcerer, which is 2, because he's a level 6 and he's also really useful in the deck for making rank 6 plays. And I mean, it's BLS, so I don't think there's any way around those cards in the deck. I also play 3 Light Pulsar because Light Pulsar is really strong. Is also a level 6, so he combos well with Chaos Sorcerer for rank 6 plays. A free summon, you can also summon him by ditching cards from the hand. You can bring out Dark Flare from the graveyard after he gets destroyed. And he's really strong with Red MD, which I'm going to explain cosmetic choice here in a moment of why he's missing. But anyway, 1 Dark Flare. This card should have been Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. I regret not playing it now, but I've already started filming now, so I'm not going to swap it out mid-profile. But Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon would be better because he combos well with this. The reason Dark Flare is still good is because his effect to banish from the graveyard, you can kind of stop your opponent's combo plays a little bit. But yeah, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon would have been better, I think, for the deck. So that's it for the Chaos Dragon sort of normal lineup there of boss monsters. No Dark Arm Dragon this time because I'd play no Eclipse Wyvern in this. A lot of the times I found that I was just holding it and it wasn't doing me any good, so I didn't want to play it again. Rise Dark's Metal Dragon, obviously I should have played, and no Dark Flare because I don't have any rank 5s in the extra deck, so what would be the point anyway? Yeah, and there's no Dark Arm Dragon, so just keep that in mind. I have 2 of each of the babies. The babies are still strong, they float well, they bounce off of each other, they make level 8 synchros, rank 4s, everyone knows this. Just really strong cards that I really like. And they're also literally Chaos Dragons, so that's always cool. The Lightsworn engine for this version, I play 3 Raiden and 2 Lila. So I have Raiden at 3 because I feel like he's the best miller out of the Lightsworn cards. He gets benefits from milling. He can mill 4 in a turn, which is really cool. Level 4 tuner, which is awesome. And then Lila, this deck needs extra spell and traps destruction because back row is just really a pain to deal with. So Lila's strong too, and I'm pretty sure you mill 3 with Lila. Yep. So one of the best millers in the Lightsworn engine. I couldn't find myself, I couldn't see myself playing Solar Recharge in this deck. I found that Solar Recharge was unnecessary, and it also forced me to mill things that I didn't want to be milled. So it just took up 3 spots in the deck that otherwise I could fill with other things. And a lot of times I don't want to be discarding these 2 monsters to the grave just to draw 2. So that's another reason. But yeah, 3 Raiden and 2 Lila. And Raiden's really good with the babies too because you can get a free, well not a free, but a neg 1 level 8 synchro or rank 4, which is really cool. Just normal summon him and special summon one of them and go off from there. Okay, similar to some of my other ideas, I play 3 Hanzo. 3 Hanzo to me is good because the ban list just gave us more Rhoda. We have 3 Rhoda now. So you can search for Hanzo or you can search for Raiden with it, and that's always good. Having 3 Rhoda means that likely, almost all the time, you're either going to have him or Raiden in your opening hand at all times. So that's really useful. If you don't draw into them, you can just search them out. And super transformation on Hanzo means your opponent loses a monster and you special summon something like Light Pulsar from the deck to go into some more Exceed plays from there. And a lot of times it's free. I mean, you just activate your trap. You search your trap, you set it, and then you activate it upon normal summoning, and then you get to summon one of your dragons. So that's really good. Now for the part of the deck that's completely new, completely different, original idea, I think that it's going to be interesting to see how other people implement this in the future. I play 2 Saffira Queen of Dragons. So this is a new card out of Duelist Alliance. Ritual card, so it requires that you play the ritual. It's a level 6, so it also goes well with Chaos Sork and Light Pulsar for rank 6 plays. That's my initial thought when I added it into the deck, because I wanted to up the ante with rank 6 plays. Also, its effects are really good. It has like a mini Graceful Charity effect. You can discard something from your opponent's hand. And the third effect is recycle a light monster from grave, which is good effect in itself. So 3 strong effects. Also, you get this effect every turn that you mill something from the deck to the graveyard, or a light from the deck to the graveyard. And with the Light Sworns in there, that just happens naturally. A lot of people were trying to splash this in Light Sworn decks when it first dropped, so that's the idea there. And for ritual support, 2 Manju because it's light, and 2 Djinn Demolisher rituals. Whenever you use this and banish from the graveyard to bring out your monster, it can't be targeted by card effects. So that just makes it a lot better. So banish this from the grave, or banish 2 of these if you want, or this and something else from your hand or field. Bring out Saffira, and no longer can your opponent target with card effects. And then also play 1 Release Her rituals, because if you use her instead of him, or use them in conjunction, your opponent can't special summon unless they can take that out. So that's also a really nice little lock to put on them. Ideally, you would love to use her and 1 of him, because then Saffira couldn't be targeted by card effects and your opponent couldn't special summon. That would be really strong. And that's it for the monster lineup. So, you know, you can take that for what it is. You can add a 3rd Saffira to make it more consistent. You can play Red MD because Red MD is just really good. Instead of the Dark Flare, that's what I would recommend. For the spell lineup, I play 2 Rhoda and 1 Charge. These are my searcher cards. You could easily bump this up to 3 Rhoda and take this out, because a lot of times you'll be searching Raiden anyway. But this mills, and it lets me search out Lila if I want her. So, and you can obviously bump up Rhoda to 3 now if you want to make it that more consistent. But 2 is fine for me. I'm not too picky on it. 2 Hymn of Light, because you have to have this to ritual summon Saffira. What's really cool about this is if you banish this from your graveyard, you can protect her from card destruction. You can protect her from destruction effects. So, I mean, that's also a really nice positive. And then the last spell is Regeki, because I think a lot of people are going to be taking in Regeki at this point just to see how it plays. It's really strong. It's a lot stronger than Darkhold. I don't know what Konami was thinking, but I'm not complaining too much. So that's the spell lineup. Sort of a small spell lineup for Chaos Dragons, but I had a lot of things I wanted to play. So traps, 2 Super Transformation. Like I said, you chain this to your opponent's summon or your opponent's attack. You get to special summon 1 of your dragons. It's a vulnerable way to do it, because once this leaves the field, it gets banished. But at the same time, it's still really strong because they lose a monster if it goes off. So that's helpful. 2 Wind Blast, because you're okay with discarding stuff in the deck. You can discard a light or a dark and then special summon a baby. You can do a lot of cool shenanigans with this. Really, looking at my list now, 1 of these could be a Compulse because it's going to have the same effect. But yeah, 2 Phoenix Wind Blast, 2 Breakthrough Skill, because you don't mind milling it. I always put this in decks where I know that I'm going to be milling a lot, because I don't care if it gets milled. That's fine. I would actually prefer it because I can still use its effect. And the last 2 traps are 2 Deep Prism. So the only difference I think it would make in the trap lineup would be 1 Compulse, maybe over a Wind Blast. But other than that, pretty happy. And the traps play really well in the deck, especially with the Breakthrough Skill. Okay, so for the extra deck, has a lot of interesting choices. For the rank 4s, we have Cowboy, because he 800 for game, you know. Lavalval chain because you can set up the graveyard the way you want it, or you can put BLS on top of the deck, which is probably my favorite way to use it. Yeah, BLS to the top of the deck all day. Heartland Drago, free 2000 if your opponent has their back row. Castel because it's Castel. 101 because it's 101. No Exciton Knight in this deck. I've seen a lot of Chaos Dragon players omit him, and the reason being is because there are so many other options, and I think that he's still a little overpriced even for the reprint. But for our purposes, he's not that necessary. You don't really need that mass destruction. Instead of Black Ship of Corn, you can play Exciton if you're into that. And the last rank 4 is Queen Dragoon Jin because she special summons high level dragons to make more rank 6 plays. And that's always good. Always. So for the level 6 Exceed monsters, I have Exabeetle because it's a dark and it's got a strong effect. You can attach your BLS to him and it's 4,000, which is crazy. You can pop stuff on the field. Hieratic Dragon King of Atum because he special summons Light Pulsar from the deck or whatever else you want to special summon. This would be better if I played Random D, obviously. You can special summon that and then special summon something else. Combos. Gauntlet Launcher for immediate destruction. Shogi Rook because Shogi Rook is strong. It lets you destroy stuff on the field as well as Gauntlet Launcher, and decent attack, 2500. And then the one rank 7 I play is Thunder Charger because you can just summon a tomb, use his effect, special summon a dragon, then use Thunder Charger on top of him for piercing damage. Pretty decent. I like the effect they gave Thunder Charger for that. And I only play 3 synchros, and that is Start a Spark, Scrap Dragon, and Crimson Blader. Those 3 cards are basically, I think everyone knows what they do. Scrap Dragon makes your opponent run short on resources. Start a Spark protects things on the field for spot protection. Crimson Blader is not as useful anymore because your opponent doesn't play very many things that are high level. It's really strong in the mirror match, obviously, but if you wanted to, I could see this being substituted for Colossal Fighter or maybe the generic Stardust. I still like it. So that's the entire deck. That's the Monster Spell Trap and Extra Deck lineup. And yeah. If you have any feedback, comments, improvements you think the deck needs, leave them in the comment section. Like, favorite, subscribe if you enjoyed it, and tell me what kind of Chaos Dragon ideas you guys have. If you think Saffira is too much to include the Ninja engine, the Lightsworn engine, and the Ritual engine, then yeah, that's possible too, because you have a lot going on. So each duel you kind of have to tailor your moves to whatever strategy you're working towards. If your strategy is just to pop out rank 6 cards and go crazy from there, then that could be something too. But Saffira is a level 6, so if you summon it, make use of its effect, attack with it, whatever, and then you bring out one of your other level 6 cards, you can just make one of these anyway. That's why I liked it. So yeah, give me your feedback, tell me what you guys think, and that's it.